continue now at the top of Daf Nun Amud Beis and Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 50b. This Daf is sponsored by Mrs. Nancy Rosen in memory of Shmuel Menachem ben Aryeh Leib, Leah Bas Avraham, and Yehuda Chista ben Harav Shlomo. Thank you for your sponsorship. If you would like to sponsor an Amud or a Daf, please see the description box below for details. We left off with a contradiction in Brises. It was discussing using certain materials like sand and earth, in this case actually sand, to clean as an agent to clean various metals, and there was a contradiction whether or not you can use this or not, and the Gemara had said that it's a machlokas between the brises because it's actually a machlokas Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon. This item may or may not be memachik, it may or may not be smoothing, it's not 100%. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, davar she'ein meskavin is usher, that's why that brisa said it was usher. The other brisa said it was mutter because Rabbi Shimon holds davar she'ein meskavin is mutter. The problem is that the brisa which said that it was mutter also said that it's a problem to use these materials to wash one's hair because it's going to remove the hair. So that's a contradiction with the following Mishnah. Now, the original Bryce is talking about on Shabbos because you're not allowed to remove hair on Shabbos. This Mishnah is talking about a Nazir because a Nazir is not supposed to remove his hair. But essentially, it's the same basic principle. So the Mishnah says, Nazir chofef umefasfes avalo sorek. Rashi explains here, Nazir bechol kechol adam Shabbos. A Nazir on a weekday has the same halachas as any other person on Shabbos. Chofef saro beneser v'chol. He's allowed to use these substances on his hair. Umefasfes menafet saro dekevan deino meskavin mutter. Since it's not meskavin, it's mutter. If he's doing sorek, if he does it with a real brush, it's a problem. But otherwise it's mutter. V'al karchach Rabbi Shimon ka'amar lo. That's got to be Rabbi Shimon because he's the most lenient, and it seems to be a mutter. Al maneser v'chol zimnin de'eno meisher. You see that neser and chol don't always remove. The whole point of it was that maybe it's a psik reish, it's for sure going to happen. That's the one way Rabbi Shimon would be machmir, but that's not the case. V'lo dami l'psik reisha v'lo yamus. It's not a psik reisha, so apparently it is mutter. You can't say the brisa which permits it by the metal follows Rabbi Shimon, because then it would permit it by the hair as well. So the Gemara says, Elo hava ha Rabbi Yehuda. You're right. You have to say all brises really are authored by Rabbi Yehuda. Utrei Tanoim, I'll leave it to Rabbi Yehuda. And there's a machlokas Tanoim within Rabbi Yehuda. This machlokas Tanoim is just going to be a metzias. Hai Tana, I'll leave it to Rabbi Yehuda Savar Garer. The one Tana holds that this material, it does smooth out the metal, and therefore it's a problem. The Hai Tana, I'll leave it to Rabbi Yehuda Savar Lo Garer. The other Tana says it doesn't smooth out the metal, it's not a problem. Gemara continues though, B'mayo kimtok Rabbi Yehuda. How could you say it follows Rabbi Yehuda? Ema seifa, look at the end of the brisa. Aval panav yodav v'ragel of mutter. The person can use these substances on his face, hands, and feet. Now, person's face certainly has hair. Rabbi Yehuda should certainly say it's a problem. So the Gemara says hamaver seir. Isn't he taking away hair? Gemara gives three answers. Ibai seima b'katan. Maybe that part is talking about a minor who doesn't have hair on his face. Ibai seima b'isha, or it could be a woman does not have hair on her face. Ibai seima b'saris, or it could be a saris, somebody's not able to have children. Such a person also may not have hair on his face. All of those examples would be cases where Rabbi Yehuda would permit it. Otherwise, Rabbi Yehuda would say it's a problem. Amar Rabbi Yehuda says, Afar levinta shari. Rashi here explains, Afar levinta ksishas levena. Let's say you crush up a brick. That's how Rashi understands. Shari lachov panav. You can use that material to rub one's face. Va'afilu mishiyesh lo zakan. Even if he has a beard, it's not a problem. It's not going to remove any hair. And then continuing, the Gemara says, that was Rav Yehuda. Amar Rav Yosef says, Kuspa diasmin shari. This is the, Rashi explains here, Kuspa diasmin psolis shumshamin. The leftovers, the junk from sesame, that also is permitted. We're not concerned it's going to remove somebody's hair. Amar Rava says, Afar pilpuli shari, the dirt of peppers, you crush up peppers essentially, is also permitted. Amar Rav Shesha says, Barda shari. Barda is also permitted to use. My Barda, what is Barda? Amar Rav Yosef says, Tilsa ahala, 1/3 of it is made of aloe, Vitilsa asa, 1/3 of it is made of hadassim, myrtle, Vitilsa sigli, and the other third, the last third, is made of violets. So this is some kind of mixture, also it's permitted. Amar Rav Nechemia bar Yosef, Rav Nechemia bar Yosef says, Kol hecha deleka ruba ahala shaber dami. Rav Yosef says, as long as the majority is not made of aloe, it is totally fine. Rashi here explains that he actually is arguing. Rashi says, Kol hecha deleka ruba ahala shaber dami, ve'afilu havitzfei mi tilsa ahala. Even if it's more than a third aloe, it's still okay as long as it's not majority. Upalagad Rav Yosef, the Rav Yosef tilsa ala davka kamar, sha'ol asay lalavin latzachse chavor sumesher seir. Rav Yosef was saying even a third, that's going to cause a removal of the hair, and this the second opinion is a more lenient opinion. You need to have a majority for it to be problematic. Gemara now continues. Bo minei Rav Sheshes. They asked Rav Sheshes the following question: Ma'u liftsoa zeisim b'Shabbos. What's the halacha of beating olives against a rock, this used to make them a little sweeter. Is that okay on Shabbos? There's a question over here what exactly the Isser would even be on Shabbos. The simple explanation seems to be that you're creating food. Might be a problem of l'shavuye ochel. That's how Tosas explains Rashi. But in any case, or tikun ochel, however you want to say it exactly. But in any case, he asked, is it okay to do this on Shabbos? Amar Lui said, so he said back to, or Rav Sheshes said back to them, those who asked the question, he said, V'chi b'chol mi hitiro. Who says you could do it on a weekday? Kasavar misham hefsed ochlin. He held this is a problem of destroying food. You're not allowed to do things with food that destroy the food. So the Gemara says, Leima pliga de Shmuel. Let us say that this argues on Shmuel's opinion. Damar Shmuel, because Shmuel says, Osa Adam called sarcho b'pas. A person can use use bread for anything he needs. He doesn't need to worry about dafka using it that it should be eaten. Rashi here says, called sarcho bein tashmish, bein lafaro so lamachta betavshil roseach. Whatever use you want to use, you can crush it up, put it into a tavshil. Any of those things, according to Shmuel, is okay. So clearly, or not clearly, we'll see in a second, but it seems to argue with this liftzoa zesim. What's the difference between crushing up the bread or liftzoa zesim? So the Gemara says, no, Amri, they said, pas lo me'isa. The bread doesn't get disgusting, hani me'isi. These already, they get disgusting when you do this to them, and that's something you shouldn't do with food. Gemara now continues. Ameimar Umar Zutra v'Ravashi have a yasvi. So Ameimar, Mar Zutra, and Ravashi were sitting. Aisul kamayu barda. They brought before them substance of barda, which we said before you can use, and we're not worried that it's going to remove the hair. So Ameimar v'Ravashi mashu. Ameimar and Ravashi washed with this substance. Mar Zutra lo mashu, but Mar Zutra wouldn't use the barda. Amrulay, they said to him, Lo savar lo mar lo hadamar Rav Sheshes. Doesn't the master hold of that which Rav Sheshes says, barda shari, that when it comes to barda, it's not a problem, it's permissible. Amar luhu, Rav Mordechai bar minei demar. So Rav Mordechai said back, with the exception of that, da'afilo b'chol namilo. Rav Mordechai said, you should know the reason why Mar Zutra is strict. Bar minei demar. Don't worry about him. He has an opinion that you can't even do this on a weekday. Why? Because he holds. Because even in a weekday he wouldn't do it. Savar look, he had the Tanya, because he holds like the following brisa: Megar Adam Galde Tzoa Vegalde Makashal Besaro Bishvil Tsaro. Let's say a person has like pieces of excrement or other things that he wants to get off his flesh. He can drag them away. He can rub them off because it's causing him pain. However, in Bishvil Yafos Aser, if it's just to look nice, Mar Zutra held it's Aser. Because he held, Rashi here explains, what do you mean it's Aser? Why should that be Aser? So Rashi says, Mishum liyafos esatzma Aser, Mishum lo yilbash gever simlas isha. He said that a man beautifying himself in this fashion is the same problem as a man wearing the clothing of a woman. That would be the same issue. So that's why Mar Zutra didn't do it. It has nothing to do with Shabbos. V'inu kaman savru. And who did they hold like that they said it was permitted? Ki hadatanya, they held like the following. Brisa, rochitz adam panav yadav v'ragla v'chol yom. A person should wash his face and his hands and his feet every day. B'shvil kono, for his master, for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mishum shenemar kol pol Hashem l'ma'aneu. Because as Rashi explains, everything is created for the kavod of Hashem. So a person has to have a proper kavod to clean himself properly. Gemara now continues. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah Omer kupa motal tzida v'notel shamitol v'chulu. So this was a machlokas in the Mishnah. When you have the insulating material and it's muksa, according to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, you have to tip it out, because if you take it out directly, then when you want to put it back in, you're going to have these muksa items in the bottom that you're not going to be able to move. So, and the other opinion was not a problem. You can take it out and put it back. So, Amar Rabbi Abba, Amar Rabbi Chia Barashi. Rabbi Abba says in the name of Rabbi Chia Barashi, Amar Rav in the name of Rav. If you take a look at the top over here, it takes out Rav according to the Rush. So in any case, he says as follows. Rabbi Abba in the name of Rabbi Chia Barashi says, Hakol modem shem neskal kelo haguma she'asr lahachzir. Everybody agrees that if the area where this thing was sitting is now filled with muksa items, this muksa insulation, you're not going to be allowed to return the pot. So the Gemara says, what are you talking about? Tanan, we learned in our Mishnah, it says the Chachamim say you could take it out and put it back in. Hey Chidami, what's the case in the Mishnah? If the guma has not been ruined, Shaper Klamri Rabbanan, then the Rabbanan are correct. Of course you could put it back. Elalav Afalpi Niskalkal Haguma. Obviously the Rabbanan mean even though there's muksa items in there, you're still allowed to return it. It's not a problem. So the Gemara says, Lo no, Liol of the Lo Niskalkala. Really the guma has not been ruined, there's no muksa there. So why would it ever be prohibited? The whole concern over here is, are we afraid that at a different time this is going to happen and the muksa is going to be there? Mar Savar Choshin, one person is afraid that what you're going to come to move muksa might happen in the future. Shemin Eskalkal Aguma, maybe the guma is going to be ruined with the muksa insulation. Umar Savar Ein Choshin. The other person says it's not a problem. Gemara now continues with a statement from Rav Huna. Amar Rav Huna says, Hai slikusta, let's say you have slikusta. Rashi says this was a certain grass. Rashi says slikusta. Esev, this is a grass. Shuna lemare ula hariach. It was nice to look at it and to smell it. And what they would do is they would stick it into the earth and take it out. So the Gemara continues here. Dotza shalfa v'hadar dotza sharia. If before Shabbos you put it in the earth, take it out of the earth, put it in the earth. So you do it in a way where on Shabbos when you take it out, you're not going to end up moving around muksa. Then it's okay. V'ilav aser, otherwise it's a problem. Amar Shmuel says similarly, Hai sakina devene urve. Let's say you have a knife and you're putting it amongst the bricks. So dotza shalfa v'hadar dotza shari. Again, the same basic idea. If you put it in, take it out, put it in. So again, you're not going to move around the sand or the dirt. Then it's going to be permitted. V'ilav aser, and again, if you don't do that, it's aser. Marzutra v'itema Rav Ashi amar begordisa dekani shaberdami. So Marzutra and some people say, Rav Ashi say that if you put it amongst the reeds, you stick it in there amongst the reeds, it's not a problem. You're not, again, we're not afraid. Different opinions here exactly what we might be afraid about. Rashi says we're not afraid that you're going to be mamachik, you're going to smooth it out. But in any case, whatever the case is, that's okay amongst the reeds. The reeds were like tightly put together. Other people learn the Gemara that we're not afraid you're going to cut the reeds. But in any case, now the Gemara continues. Amar le Rav Mordechai le Rava. So Rav Mordechai said to Rava, Mesiv Rav Katina to Yufta, that Rav Katina had a question on all of this, because we learned Hatomein lefes utznonos tachas hagefen. If a person takes lefes and tznonos and he hides them underneath the vine, so he's taking these radishes, he's putting them under the vine, he's storing them there. Imhaya mixes olav megula meino choshish. As long as some of the leaves are there that you can grab them and pull them out, it's not a problem. Rashi explains what the question is. Mesiv Rav Katina to Yufta lahanach rabbanon the amri dilo dotzav v'shalfa. According to all these rabbanon who say you got to put it in, take it out a few times before Shabbos, make sure everything is smooth so you don't move around muksa. Hatomin lefes l'shtamer bekarka shekein darko. This was normal to put it into the ground. Hadanakan mixes all of megul mishum nitom b'Shabbos nakala. The reason why the leaves are showing is because you need to grab it on Shabbos. V'la mishum midi achrin. No other reason. Di ein mixes all of megul and ein lo b'melochsa. If the leaves aren't sticking out, you won't be able to grab it. Elam kin mezes offer b'yadayim. Then you're going to need to move the dirt actively, directly. That's for sure a problem. But in any case, what is it saying over here? You can grab it by the leaves. You pull it out. We're not afraid. You don't have to before Shabbos. You don't have to loosen all the dirt and do all this before Shabbos. So this was the question that he asked, and we'll continue on Daf Nun Aleph Amid Aleph with this question and answer in the next video.